bridge the gap between academics and industry. So also I request everyone to mute your mics, and we'll have a Q&A session at the end. So any queries, you can drop it in the chat box, and it will be addressed at the end of the session. So over to you, sir. Take over the session.
Yeah, thank you. So let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my slides, or is it coming?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible. Yeah.
Fine. Okay, let's start. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for BMS IT IEEE Student Branch team for inviting me. So instead of telling why you should join IEEE, I thought I'll share my journey of what are the advantage of being IEEE and what I've done over 10, 12 years in being a part of IEEE. So before that, so let me introduce myself. I'm Abhishek Appaji. I did my graduation at BMSC itself, after which I joined BMSC as faculty, went for my higher studies, finished my master's, my PhD, and right now I'm working also as the institutional coordinator for research and development in BMS College of Engineering, and also I teach in Department of Medical Electronics. I'm also guest faculty at at Maastricht University in the Netherlands. So I also collaborate with the university for various research activities. Apart from that, I hold various portfolios, volunteer positions at IEEE, various societies and others. So if you know, I mean, right now also my laptop is connected to Wi-Fi. So all of you know there is a standard which all of us have to follow for Wi-Fi. So any Wi-Fi router or any of them who are using Wi-Fi or devices, my laptop right now which I'm using, everything is connected to Wi-Fi, and all those Wi-Fi have some standard, and that standard is developed by IEEE. So IEEE is known for its standards. IEEE is known for a lot of other things, which I'll discuss in subsequent slides. But main importantly, if you think about majority of the standards, how IEEE is making money, though it's a not-for-profit, but the advantage which it gives for the membership is through such kind of activities, and also through the standards. The membership fee which we pay, say at approximately you pay maybe 5 rupees per coffee or tea or from something you drink, or maybe milk or anything. So the cost is that much. So literally you're spending maximum up to 5 or some rupees for being a member. But the advantage what you get is like, it's really a big ocean you have to dig out, and you can get your own advantages. So having said that, right now we are in the new normal. All of us are in the mode of adapting to the new normal. Before March, things were different. That we used to call normal. Now it's a new normal. You have to live with Corona. You have to live with COVID-19. But most importantly, if you see, there is a lot of hue and cry for getting our participants to participate in the events. But what our participants are worried is which is the webinar today? Which webinar should we attend? So which webinar should I participate? Will I get certificate or not is one more question. So by end of this pandemic time, the amount of certificate you will get will be in GBs, not in MBs. Because each one of you are behind certificates. I don't know what you'll do with those certificates, but many of us are behind that. But most importantly, one of the observation, the number of corona cases, COVID-19 cases is exponentially growing day by day, and entire world is facing this pandemic times. But most, on contrary, the number of webinars have been increased. So you wanted to listen to one of the expertise at those times before, yeah, exactly, those times before COVID-19, things were different. So getting an expert was really tough. Now experts are coming to your door and answering your many important questions of your life. So very simply, I'll tell you why this is the only slide which will tell why you should join IEEE. The rest all will be my own experience, which I'll be sharing. So why you should join, I'm sorry. So why you should join IEEE is very simple. There are multiple opportunities for each one of you to explore it, grow further beyond your professional life, beyond your student life, and also you'll have a lot of opportunities to actually discuss with many of the experts, networking, and so on and so forth. But in my next few slides, you'll get to know what I have done so that you can correlate to what you can do beyond what I have done. So first thing is there is a platform which is known as IEEE Collaboratech. So it's more like your Facebook. All of you have seen Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and all those things. So it's more of they put everything in one of the mixer and then mixed all of them, and they've got this IEEE Collaboratech. So it's a platform where you can communicate to the experts. So you want an expert from Stanford University, Harvard, or MIT, or any other place. So you can just go and talk to them on Collaboratech. You want some mentorship, you can seek them, and so on and so forth. Another one is we have something as MATC and IEEE Extreme Programming. So MATC is nothing but Mobile Application Development Contest, which happens annually, which you get a lot of amazing prizes. IEEE Extreme Programming, BMSIT also participates in this IEEE Extreme Programming. You just go and participate virtually. Soon it is coming up. Even Bangalore section is organizing. Even you can go and participate in that. Also globally it's been organized. So top teams will get a free trip to anywhere you want in the world for any of the IEEE conferences, paid by IEEE completely. And also proctors can also participate if you are a faculty, and most of the things is driven by students in this. So apart from that, you also have something known as IEEE Spectrum. IEEE Spectrum is one of the prestigious IEEE magazine, which every month, almost every month, you will be seeing it with a lot of multiple articles, which is written by amazing experts in the world in technology. And you'll also get to know what are the major events which is happening in IEEE. And you'll also get to know what are the changes which is happening in IEEE and outside IEEE. So it's one of the magazines. So if you are a member, you'll get access of that for free. Maker Project is another one where you get an option to show the world that you're working on something really amazing thing, technology, how it can benefit the society. IEEE Site and Epics in IEEE, I'm sorry, it's cropped a little bit, but IEEE Site and IEEE Epics, that is engineering project in community service. IEEE Site is special interest group in humanitarian technologies. So both of this are the entity which is which helps you in understanding how you can serve the society using the technology you have developed. So IEEE Site comes under IEEE HAC, one of the richest platform where they give funds for you to develop some of the amazing projects. So recently, even I got acquired for funds for developing one of the kits for urban slums during COVID-19. I also chair the community here in Bangalore section. I'm chair of IEEE Site Bangalore section, where we have a group of people working towards humanitarian technology. So last two things, especially for students, before I go to the other options, is that Women in Engineering is an affinity group. So one of the largest international professional which is used to promote women engineers in world. So it is it is completely free membership. You need not pay anything if you are a student, and most importantly, even if you are not a woman, then if you're a men also can become IEEE members, Women in Engineering members. So this is one of the amazing things WIE gives, and many of you also can become part, and it's completely free. Another one, if you are in final year of your engineering or you're about to enter your final year, so IEEE Young Professionals is a community which is very much dedicated for young professionals in helping them to build a career, helping them to understand what career path they should take, how should they build their profile, how should they build their professional life, and so on and so forth. So they have a lot of funding. They'll be doing a lot of events of that kind. So next thing, so if you are interested, that's also IEEE Young Professionals is free, irrespective of you're a student, non-student, or any of them. But only constantly they say if you have graduated till 15 years of your time. So today you were a student, you graduated this year, till next 15 years you can become member for that for free. So there are two more things in this slide, which is IEEE Day and IEEE TV. So IEEE TV is nothing but it's like a YouTube for IEEE. There are amazing experts throughout the world who have come and spoken there, and they've also shared their wonderful experience about IEEE, how they can become part of IEEE, and how IEEE has held a lot of technical talks and so on and so forth. And IEEE Day is another day which is being celebrated globally, usually in second half of the year, and the dates keeps on changing October in October. But that's one of the days where all of them come and celebrate. A lot of fun activities, a lot of technical activities, a lot of non-technical activities, a lot of things happens during that day throughout the world globally. So these are few of the one snapshot of the slide of what IEEE is. These are multiple advantages students can leverage on. But IEEE, it's the world's largest technical professional organization, and we almost have 430,000 members globally. And we come under Region 10, that is Asia Pacific region. And in Asia Pacific region, we are Bangalore section. So under Bangalore section, you are student branch BMSIT. So this is different part of IEEE, how it works. So region 1 to 6 is only in United States, then 7, 8, 9 in different parts of world. And the extreme Asia Pacific is completely region 10. So it's the biggest region, and we are very vibrant with a lot of activities happening in region 10. And more specifically, we are part of Bangalore section. Bangalore section again is one of the vibrant section, and we are almost having the maximum numbers. So we are on 3rd or 4th position in the world with maximum numbers in a section. And India, we are almost leading, I would say, in terms of number of members. Okay. Next, I want to share. So that's about IEEE. But more importantly, I want to tell you what I am in IEEE. How do I leverage the opportunities I get in IEEE, and how you can follow something on similar lines. So if you know me before, what am I known for is the following. So I'm known for my talks. So people really like my talks. That's what I get the feedback from many of the people who attend my talks. And I'm an educator. So I teach, you know, that one of my day job is working at BMS College of Engineering. I'm also known for research, especially in biomedical engineering. I am also the coordinator of research R&D activities in BMS College of Engineering. So a lot of research activities I go through, and I have got a lot of fundings, non-IEEE. Even with IEEE, I've got many fundings for a lot of events, to develop some products, to develop some research activities, which I have done in my lab. I also graduated from MIT on New Ventures Leadership. So I've also known for startups. So I help a lot of startups and companies to develop their innovations and convert that into a startup, and also help them in raising funds, help the investors, and so on and so forth. So I'm also known for traveling. I'm wanderlust. So I travel, I've literally traveled almost 45 plus countries all over world, from north to south, east to west of the world, and complete almost all geographical areas in the world. So this is one of which I like, and almost every part of India, major cities at least. So that's one of the advantage of being in IEEE, that I get to travel, and most of my travels are taken care by the people who invite me, or through my funds, or through someone who is sponsoring me, and few of them IEEE has also does that. I'm also known for multitasking, and one thing I definitely leverage from IEEE is networking. So the networking which I get is unmatchable. So I want to talk to ISRO scientist, I just take my call and call a section chair who is ISRO scientist. If I want to call someone from IISc, I just take out my phone and I call someone from IISc, Professor Hari, who is previous chair of IEEE. I want to call someone from IIIT Bangalore, then I have someone. I want to call someone from Delhi, I have someone whom I know. So anywhere I go, I just check in on my Facebook, this pandemic has stopped us traveling, but if I go somewhere, I just check in on my Facebook. So then people just ping me, some 20, 30 people ping me saying, hey, you're in this city, so why don't we catch up? And awards, yeah, I've got many awards, even in IEEE, even non-IEEE. And most importantly, I like doing something different, and I do things differently. So, and also I'm known for IEEE. Sometimes people say IEEE and my name are synonymous. So that's how I do a lot of volunteering work at IEEE. So how I started my IEEE journey. So I was students like you. So I was student like you, and then one of the conference, one of my professors said, "Hey, why don't you go and volunteer for this conference? It's IEEE conference, very much relevant to the field which you're working." So I just went to one of the conference and I registered being, and they said volunteering opportunities open only for IEEE members. So I just went and registered for IEEE at that time because I wanted to volunteer. And then it so happened that it changed my perspective of IEEE. I got to know more about it, and I continued my membership since then. So I became student member. There was a conference, on a special topic conference in Sheraton Hotel in Bangalore. And it was very new hotel at that time. And then I said, oh, this is nice hotel. Why should opportunity? And I attended AGM, annual general body meeting, which happens in January of every year. And I got some goodies, gifts and all. And I became part of IEEE Young Professionals, and I became chair of that 2 years back. And then slowly I creeped into section, IEEE Bangalore section. I used to I used to volunteer with different positions, and now I'm side chair. And also part of Art and Strategic Committee, I was part of it. And I slowly went to TEMS, Technology Engineering Management Society, Power and Energy Society, Signal Processing Society. I started volunteering. Now I'm part of ComsNet's board, ComsNet Association board, which is again related to communication and networking. I'm also part of HAC subcommittee, where I help to evaluate some of the projects and fundings, basically, and so on and so forth. So this is my little snapshot about IEEE journey. I've started a lot of initiatives where What is Technical Write India, grant writing. So mainly to help faculties and students to write grants, faculties and students to write technical papers. Started one of the initiatives after this pandemic time, an online engineering education researchers forum, where we help them to do a lot of workshops, impactful workshops. Site and HAC activities, humanitarian activities, as I said. I started doing a lot of boot camps on entrepreneurship and giving talks about it. IEEE Day, Site Day, PS Day, I'm part of those things. And started a new initiative along with a couple of volunteers in section on IEEE Fellow. Walk and Breakfast with IEEE Fellow. All our Walk and Breakfast with IEEE Fellows, we have students from BMSIT. We have done 4 or 5, and after that pandemic came and we stopped it. But we'll soon resume as soon as pandemic goes. And so personally, this is what I've done till now, but I have gained a lot of visibility as well as personal benefit, I would say. Lot of events funding I've got, and after I get funding, I started funding others also through some channels. And I've traveled around the world, got global recognition with awards, and I started attending multiple IEEE conferences, meet experts and role models. So I can meet president, CEO, and regent and director and section chair, maybe India Council chair, and so on. So awards with cash prize, that is something you can think of if you're a really good volunteer. Technically also, if you're good. I became senior member very soon, within 8 years of my experience. And I spend at least 1 talk per week anywhere in the world. Physically also I used to do. Now virtually also, it's literally, I should change this saying, spend at least 1 day per week, every week, and everywhere in the world. So I've been traveling virtually. Latest technologies I'm getting updated, because I used to attend, and I'm attending a lot of important and very mind-blowing events which is happening in IEEE. Humanitarian technologies, leadership qualities have improved, and I'm leading a lot of people. Committee members have been part of it, published in reputed journals, started some of the initiatives for funding students, and my presence is there online because people write articles about me and my activities. Even recently, IEEE Spectrum also wrote about my activity. So these are a few of my awards which is related to IEEE. So this one is CommSnet 2019 and 2020. I got awards continuously. I became senior member. This was one of the conference. This is IEEE president, past president, who gave me award when I got the award of MGA in 2018. He gave me in 2019. This is Region 10 award. I received the plaque, but I'm yet to receive on stage. And this is Bangalore Section Award. This was in Region 10, Bali, Indonesia. This is my first award, which I got in Malaysia in IEEE Malaysia section. And yeah, so this is a few of the awards which I've received from IEEE. One thing, I happened to connect my PhD supervisor was through IEEE. So there was IEEE, some conference happening, somebody whom I sat next to him, and he became my supervisor. That was like amazing thing which has happened in my life. And this was some of the snaps of my PhD journey. I mean, last day when I defended my PhD thesis. So if you happen to meet me, just don't hesitate to ask me one of the PhD, my thesis copy. I'll be happy to share. If you want to know more about that, it is also published in Signal Processing Society newsletter about my PhD thesis. So you can go ahead and just type Signal Processing Society Abhishek Apaji, and you will get the newsletter where it was published recently in June 2020. So with this, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take. And if you want to get connected with me, you can write. I mean, you can become my friends on Facebook. I'm not sure. I am exhausted with 4,970 or something friends. So I'm not accepting anymore unless I have many mutual friends and I should accept it. But LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I'm very much active. You can just, or you can drop me an email if you have any questions. And with this, I like to thank all of you for patient listening. And if you have any questions, I guess this is the time. So I wanted to make it more interactive so that I can answer all your questions rather than me talking at one side. So thank you, and over to the host.
Thank you, sir. I think all the participants are more aware about the opportunities available and things on the benefits IEEE provide, and I hope they can reap the benefits in future. So, sir, we got a few questions when we circulated the Google form. I think we can take up those, and participants can drop their queries in the chat box.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, sir, we had a question. Like, how can someone get into volunteering for IEEE?
Okay. So how to do volunteering? So this is a unique opportunity. Not everybody who's a member gets the opportunity to volunteer. So how I started with my own college, BMSC, when I was student, and then slowly elevated to young professional, and then I'm in section, then maybe go to art and so on and so forth. So first thing is try to do something different than what your classmates are doing. Is first join IEEE, and then go ahead and start talking to your EXICOM members of BMS IT, IEEE student branch, and ask them if you can contribute some way different. And there can be multiple positions you can. You won't believe UVCE has 50 positions for EXICOM members. The total number of student members are around 150 or 200, but half of them are 25% of them are part of EXICOM. So you can also practice that kind. So start with your student branch, and later you can also talk to, there will be floating of applications of volunteership for student activities committee and many other committees. So keep actively checking your IEEE mails, what you get from IEEE mails. So only if you're a member, you can volunteer, not just that like that.
Yeah, so I think the question, query was clear. And what is the best time to take the membership?
Yeah, so I should congratulate BMS IT for doing this webinar at this point of time, because right now, as we speak, is the best time for you to take. So if you take membership from August 10th or 15th like that, you get membership for 1.5 years. So you do renew and you join now, and your membership validity will be for complete this year and next year. So that's the discount which you're getting. So if you're joining, so if you have joined in July, you would have got only till August or I'm only till 2020. But if you're joining in August, you get for complete 2020 and 2021. So now is the right time for you to join IEEE.
Yes, sir. I think the query is answered. So how can one publish papers in IEEE?
Okay. Publishing paper in IEEE is a good question. So publication consists of two things. Um, one is publishing in journals. Another one is publishing in conferences. Publishing. So as a student, I strongly recommend you apply for conference and start publishing, because you get a lot of interaction with the faculties of people who are working in the same field. So having said that, so you should actually work on something really novel, as it says, research. So you have to search something which is already exists and add some delta variation. That is what you should try to publish. So either you have to just type IEEE conferences, and it gives you list of huge conferences in IEEE, or you can go to IEEE Explorer and search for conferences which is already completed. So you'll get to know what kind of conferences happen in IEEE. Even Bangalore section is doing one of the conferences very recently. We concluded one. Another one we are hosting in October. It's on Humanitarian Technology Conference. So please go ahead and check all those things. We are opening a free registration for few students, and also for other kind of registration perks you will get. So try to see BHTC Bangalore Humanitarian Technology Conference. So how do you publish it? It's all depends. So cling on to one of the professor who is active in research in your department, in your faculty members, and that's how you can join them.
Okay, thank you, sir. And someone asked how to become a member of IEEE and what is the procedure? Any discount going on for membership?
Okay, as I said, right now discount is nothing but it's more about you becoming a member right now, and you get the privilege. It's not exactly discount, but this year membership, if you take right now, it will be valid for next 1.5 year. Another one is membership. How to get membership is probably your student branch. After this talk, they'll be doing membership drive. So you have to just fill a form online. You will get membership number, and then you can also pay fees in INR. You need not pay in dollar. In that way, you'll be reducing your fees. So you can just pay through NEFT or through credit card or through online or any other modes. So it's very easy. And once you pay it, you have to just wait for 1 working day, and immediately it will get activated. Sometimes even less than that. So maybe one of the student member from the Exicom can tell us how it is followed in BMSIT.
Yes, sir. We are planning to have membership drive shortly. And yeah, I think all of them will be made aware of the dates and the timing. So yeah, so that time people can join IEEE and be a part of IEEE student branch BMS ITNM. So yeah, Vaishnavi asks, can you please tell more about IEEE conferences and how is it conducted?
Yeah, Vaishnavi. So maybe I'll just share my screen once again so that you get to know what I was. I can show you how to search for conferences. Sorry for multiple tabs, but let me go to IEEE conferences. Yeah, so as soon as you give IEEE conferences, you will find this first link. Just go there. All the major conferences will be available right on your page whenever you go. If not, also you can search your conferences on this tab. Just type, say, if you are working on deep learning, and just click on search, you will be able to search the conferences which are happening in IEEE. Yeah, so these are some of the conference, and which place it is happening you can check. You can also screen by location. You can refine the search by saying only by location. I want only in India. So this is one thing which is happening: Karunagapalli, Kochi, Kolkata, Odisha, and so on and so forth. Or you can search saying, no, I'm interested to go to Miami. So Okay, I can just check which place here, which country you want to go. I want to go to Bali, Indonesia. I want to go to USA, then you can check specifically. So I want to go to Miami, this is the place. Or I want to go to California, or I want to go to Massachusetts or Orlando, and so on and so forth. So this is also one of the very famous conference, Symposium Series on Computational Intelligence. And last year it happened in Sheraton Hotel in Bangalore. And this year it's happening in the USA. So many of the conferences actually happens in Bangalore. Bangalore is one of the famous place for conference because of the location, because of the climate, because of the welcoming. It's called as welcoming city because it happens. Very nice conferences happens here. It travels all over the world. Even SPCom, which is one of the famous conference, physically there will be 3,000 people attending this, but physically there will be many people attending. But there are also this time virtually we had more than 15,000 people attending that conference. So just check out, many conferences are there. So this is how you'll search for conference. Another important site I would like to tell, I guess most of you know, IEEE Explore Digital Library. So if you just click on IEEE Explore Digital Library, you get here. And because of COVID-19, there's a lot of things which is free for you if you want to explore. But if you can see here, if you can click on whatever, say I've taken deep learning and I take communication network. So what are the papers which is available for communication networks? You'll be able to see here. Few of the papers are free, few of them you need to pay. If you have this unlock, then the full PDF you'll get for free. At least you'll be able to read the abstract. So these are the two things I wanted to show with respect to conference and publications. And if it is IEEE, they would have set some standard saying this is how you should be doing the conference, and there'll be people who will be monitoring the conference so that quality doesn't go down. So yeah, over to the host again.
Yeah, thank you, sir, again. And we also have another question, which was like, how can it help, how IEEE can help one's learning process as an engineer?
Okay. So one thing I would like to say is, as a IEEE member, there are amazing set of resources. So each society, so IEEE is divided into number of societies. One is major IEEE, under that there are 39 societies and 7 councils. For example, if you're from computer science, computer society can join. If you're from electronics, you can join multiple things like communications society, signal processing society, and so on and so forth. So based on that, each society itself is independent. It's more like there is AICT, under that there are multiple universities. Similarly, this is also one of the SPS has its own resources for students and faculties for free if you're members. There are a lot of courses which they offer online, and you'll get some kind of credits which you can get it for something. And there's a lot of webinars which are happening for free if you're members. For non-members also, a few of them are open. So this is how you can get a lot of technical information. And apart from that, there is innovation you can check, and something known as innovation portal or something like that is there in IEEE. Collaborating is one more platform to talk to technical people, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And Sanjay is asking, is there any criteria or standard for paper to be published in a conference?
Yeah, Sanjay, very good question. So what you are supposed to do is, if you want to publish, it's your work only speaks. So if your work is really good, then you can publish in the conference. And if your work is even better than what it's, so conference and journals, please understand the difference. So conference is for people who are trying to explore something and they have some results to be published. And it's more of debatable. So you go publish, you get critics, you get reviews about it, and later you expand your work based on whatever critics you have received and publish in a journal once you implement those work. So all of them, if you just copy paste, if you just don't do any work, still try to publish, that's not encouraged. So I guess you should, as I said, cling on to one of your professors who is doing their PhD or who have completed their PhD. They'll be in a better position for you to guide and see how you can publish.
Yeah, I think the doubt is cleared. So Dr. Anjana is asking, what is the advantage of student chapter which have students from physics domain or physics program?
Okay. See, IEEE is not necessarily for engineering students. That I want to clarify. So we have members all over globe and with multiple professional people. So we have from BSc, MSc. We have students from different colleges. Even government engineering and non-engineering colleges have started. Government science colleges have started. So many of them have started such kind of student branches who are not from engineering background. So having said that, how you can leverage, there are, as I said, you should be concentrating on these physics. If you are from physics, then you should be concentrating on multiple societies like solid state. There is a society. There are 39 societies, so whichever interest you can join. So for physics relevant also, there are few societies which concentrate on that. There is something on circuits and systems, semiconductors related they do. VLSI related also we need physics. So based on that, you can join the society and take help of them. So if you are a student, the society membership, most of them are just very $1 sometimes, like SPS, or PES is free for first year, and if not maximum it will be $2-3 for students. So faculty, it will be double of whatever students are paying usually.
Yeah, so following up that question, we also have what are the activities they as a student chapter can take up?
Yeah, so Dr. Anjana is asking that, I guess. So what are activities you can take? See, there are multiple activities, so don't restrict yourself to only technical activities. So you can do fun activities once in a while. You can have technical seminars, you can have workshops, you can have hackathons, you can have some of the programs. There is something known as distinguished lecture program, where you can invite people from anywhere in the world you want and make them to join your session. On, if not online, physically also they'll come. The entire expenses of their travel to your place, your college, will be taken care by IEEE. It's called distinguished lecture program. Please go through that. You will be getting to know how you can use that. You have to just fill a form, approach a faculty. If he's ready to come to India, then you are, IEEE will take entire expenses. Only thing is local expenses like his stay and travel, local travel, not the international travel, have to be taken care by the individual student branch. If not, also maybe couple of colleges like BMSIT, BMSCE, RVCE, or some other college, BIT or someone. So all of you can come together. You say that we will take care of it. Per day we can have 2 sessions. So we will split the expenses. So this is how also you can do it.
Yes, sir. I think the query is addressed. And we have Praveen asking, is there any plan of setting up any subsection of IEEE Bangalore section for North Karnataka?
Yeah, Praveen. So we have already we have initiated 2 years back, but now it is live just few days, around 1.5 month back, it got approval. So now we have North Karnataka subsection. Dr. Jangam Shetty is the chair right now. So if you want me to connect to him, just write me an email. I'll be happy to connect you to him. So right now we have IEEE Bangalore section. Under that we have Mangalore subsection, and very recently North Karnataka subsection is started. And within few days also, or within few months, we'll have Mysore subsection as well. So this is all in process, but North Karnataka section is already, it exists.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And we have a fun activity, like we have a few rapid fire questions, just to get to know more about you. So I hope the volunteer can take up the rapid fire questions.
Hello, sir. So I have some set of questions I'd like to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So how is this quarantine period working for you? Can you just let us know about your quarantine period in this pandemic situation?
Yeah. So as because this is rapid fire, I should be very short, I guess. So it's working on well. The amount of work has doubled actually in quarantine period compared to the regular work.
Yes, sir. Okay, then when you were young, did you ever thought of reaching this position which you are presently as a chair of site Bangalore section or at and volunteering for many positions? What do you want to comment upon that?
Yeah, I was always over ambitious. I mean, still there is a lot to achieve in my life. So this is one small step I have come. So I'm still trying to reach even more higher positions in terms of knowledge as well as in terms of physical positions.
That's so inspiring. Okay, and this is like a normal question. How many times did your Goa trip got cancelled in your college life?
Oh no, I'm not of that kind of student actually. I'm not nerd also. I used to have a lot of fun, but more of I'm bought in a culture where my family is my friend majorly, and I have very choosy friends. So I have amazing network anywhere in the world I want. I can just it's a phone call away. But very closely I work with people is very small network. So I've gone to Goa till now only 2 times. That's again IEEE. There was a workshop. I'm a conference. I went there. Second time is just for fun. So I'm not of because I used to not get time. Right now also I don't get time. So whenever I travel, I make 2 days extra and roam around the city and come back.
Yes, sir, that's nice, sir. And who is that one person who has always motivated in your life to achieve great heights?
Okay, I would like to change my question a little bit. One person, instead of one person, I'll say who inspired you the most. So
Yes, sir.
it's I'm very grateful to three entities. One is of course family and friends, and second thing is the college where I was nurtured. So I was student as 4 years, faculty as 10 years. That's BMS College of Engineering. They have been amazing, super supportive. And third one is my IEEE family. That's one more family I have. Many inspiring people who have been doing it.
That's so nice of you, sir. And apart from playing with technology and codes, what else do you prefer to enjoy life? Like, what are your hobbies like that?
Yeah, so I've already answered many times. I love traveling. So given a choice, even this COVID time, I like traveling. But yeah, there is restriction.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, did ever grade matters to you in your college life or in your career? Grades.
That's a good question. I mean, as a teacher, if you ask, I say that's bullshit because grades is the least preference given nowadays. But you should have minimum grades. Without grades, some kind of grades, at least some decent grade, 7.5 out of 10. If you, I guess you guys understand, out of 10, 7.5 or 75% is decent grade to go ahead, because that's a screening which many of the companies put for you to qualify to write their written test and so on and so forth. But that as a faculty, but as a student, it used to matter the most for me. And I used to slog. I mean, I'm not a student who used to study throughout the semester, throughout the year. Even I was like 1 week before open the books and I used to study. But somehow I used to top. I got university rank. But strictly speaking, I remember those days of my students where I used to run behind the grades. But now I feel very pity of myself that why I used to run those grades. Still, it didn't matter much for me once I graduated.
Exactly, sir. Have you ever thought to drop the college classes and go all entrepreneurship to do up with opening some company and getting up with your own business?
Yeah, so when I was student, I'm also of your generation, but still I'm not too old. But when I was student at that time, the startup culture, though this business was something which was very famous word at that time, and startup was something we were hearing, but not too dominantly what you're seeing right now. So at that time, I didn't have any idea. But one thing which was knocking on my head was research. And that I took as my major initiative in my life. But coming to startup, after I went to MIT, my complete outlook, my complete perspective about startup, and I got that risk-taking appetite to start a company. I started one company, exited it also, but later I thought I'm good position as a mentor or advisor.
Yes, sir. Okay, then how do you feel like, do you sometimes feel like keeping all the work aside and to spend time with your family?
Yeah, so I feel that I have that guilt every day in my life, not every week, but every day. So even now also, I came back home running, and I told I am with my laptop now. But one thing which I follow in our life, in our home, is that entire family we sit together and have dinner. If I'm in station, that's something like mandate, at least to reduce my guilt. But every day, if I'm not busy, I'm just doing nothing. That's the day which is very annoying for me. I get very disturbed. But I'll have something or the other with for me to do, even on Sundays or otherwise. But yeah, many a times I feel that.
Yes, sir. I'll also follow that now. The last question, would you like to give any tip or any career advice to our participants in this webinar?
Yeah, so that's a good question. I can't think of anything as of now, but one thing I would definitely say is, if you want to really grow, become IEEE member. That's very easy to, reach to many people through networking. Many of them have got jobs. Many of them have increased their professional life competency and so on and so forth. That's one of the major tip I'll give. And second thing is, as I said, marks are one thing. You should have some decent marks to be part of your professional life, but otherwise you can just leave and enjoy your student life. That you won't get back. Once you become professional life, you may be behind money, you may not be behind money, but one thing I will definitely say is that you won't get back your student life. So every time be student. Even right now also, I finished my PhD few months back, but still I miss those days. Now I'm already putting my step towards postdoc. I'm trying for that, but COVID has stopped me. Maybe next year I'll go. But be student till till eternity, I would say.
Yes, sir. I think many of our participants will imbibe in their life and follow that. Thank you, sir. That's it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think we all got to know you better, and I hope we can learn a lot through the organization and the IEEE family. So all the students, like if you, who are from BMS IT, can drop in a mail to IEEE@bmsit.in to know about the membership or any queries regarding that. And shortly, we'll also have a membership drive. So yeah, one can enroll, and if you have any more queries, sir is there. I think otherwise, I think we can wrap it up.
Okay, thank you, BMS IT team. I guess there are no more questions, but if you have, you can just send me on email or any of the social media. I'll be happy to respond.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for giving insights about IEEE. And yeah, we'll also share the feedback form so that they can help us, improve our webinars in the future. Thank you for taking out your quality time, sir. And thanks to all the participants. Wishing you a happy and a wonderful evening ahead. Thanks all. Stay safe.
Yeah, thank you all. Bye.
Yeah, bye, sir. Thanks a lot. Bye.